What's going on, guys? It's Ramzi, the founder of Top Tier Closers, and today I have a familiar special guest, Samantha, along with another Samantha. So, how are you doing, Samantha? Let's start there.
Doing very well, very well. Can't complain. How are you, Ramsey?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I try to never complain because complaining is bad for the soul.
Exactly.
But guys, today is very special because I'm sure you guys seen the case study where Samantha hit $10,000 a month in commissions, but there were some more extra things that have happened over the past couple of months, right? So in December, she did 10K in commissions, big milestone for a closer. The month after that, which was January, she did 15K a month in commissions. And then in March, and it is April 3rd today, she did just over $19,000 in commissions, American dollars. So if you're a Canadian watching this, do the math. Anyway, let's start off with the 15K month. So you had a great month. You did 10K. You lead into the next month. Talk to me. What were your thoughts? Were you wondering if you were going to have a good month, a bad month? Were you thinking, was it a one-off?
Yeah, definitely. I think all those thoughts go into your mind as a closer because you are in a performance-based industry. And yeah, I was like, wow, can I do it again? Or was that just all the right leads at the right time and the right skills? But then, I went ahead and I blew it out the water and I was like, wow, okay, this is legit. Like I think I've still not where I of course have more work to do, but I was like, wow, okay, like getting better. I see it, and that's the coolest thing about closing.
Don't you feel like because there's probably a lot of people, whether they're new or they're closers or whatever the case is, watching this right now, don't you feel like there's a bit of a wiggle, like a wiggle period where people get onto an offer and they have to sort of figure out how to actually, sell it properly in terms of like who they're typically speaking to, what kind of objections they typically get and stuff like that?
Oh, 1000%. Like I had to really grind to get to where I'm at in my offer. It took me about I would say about 5 months to get to where I'm at now, which is not bad. But that's why I say it's not the best idea to offer hop, right? I know we spoke about it too. It's like, no, stick with what you know, grind it out. If you see that it has great lead flow, it's a great product. It's like, why not, try to get there? And you see people doing amazing, and if you see somebody else doing it, you can too, right? So I think that's the most important part.
Oh yeah, because we seen someone else on your offer who was doing like those numbers.
Yeah,
I remember.
exactly.
Good times.
Exactly.
And also, guys, just to give you guys a heads up, one of Samantha's goals when we first initially started working together was for her to become top tier, and when I mean top tier, number one on her offer. Has that happened?
Yeah, it actually happened last month and I cannot believe it. I was literally, I think I clawed my way up there. And yeah, it felt great to see that because all the hard work, all the grinding, it's nice to see something come to fruition and yeah, I mean still got more grinding to do, but it was very nice.
Yeah, it's good vibes. Good vibes. And just
Yeah.
to give you guys a bit of a heads up, especially for the ones really tuning in, Samantha's offer is not an offer where there's like two, three, four, even 10 closers. There's roughly around 80 closers on this offer. So she's number one out of 80. In my opinion, that's a great accomplishment. Um, I would hope you would believe the same thing, that it's a huge accomplishment because it's pretty damn big. However, in month two, right? So when you did the $15,000, how did you feel when you cracked the 10K and you realized you did better than last month? Because I feel like that was a pivoting moment where you're just like, whoa, things just took a different turn, you know?
Yeah, literally. I was like, when I got into that second month, I was like, you know what? I'll be okay if I meet 10K again, right? But of course, as a high ticket closer, like someone who really wants to, just get better, you always go, what's the next goal, right? And I remember I told you that at the beginning of that first month, I was like, my goal this month is to hit 15K, you know? And in my mind though, I was okay if I was gonna hit 10K. And I remember you told me like, and you know, yeah, you can definitely do that, but you can also go for 12,000, right? And what happened was I just kept with it. You know, you did give me that belief, Ramsey, that I could do it, and you were like, why not? And you know, it happened. I think, you know, it was towards the end of the month too that a lot of the deals came through. So I just kept grinding at it, not really counting where I was at, and then you know, I did the whole calculation at the end. I was like, whoa, okay, pretty cool.
Speaking about belief, like I'm a strong believer in the fact that you have to genuinely believe you can do something in order for it to happen. Do you feel the same way? Because I feel like there's a lot of people out there who are on the fence about, doing anything. Doesn't have to be like high ticket sales or whatever the case is. It could be starting a business, losing weight, or X, Y, and Z. But do you feel like results start from within?
Oh, 1000%. And I think I'll never forget the conversation I had with you. I remember, yeah, I remember September didn't close a single deal. I literally went like that was back in September. That was like that was not that long ago. And I remember I spoke to you, and honestly, I was just like I didn't in that time. I don't even recognize myself, but I didn't believe in myself. Like I didn't believe I can get to where I wanted to go. And I remember you talked to me, and you were like, "Well, you know, I believe in you, but you have to believe in yourself." And you know, that made me look like that made me look at it and I was like, wow, okay, I do need to switch how I think. And I just went on this whole journey of changing my mindset and working at the same time towards the goal. Because I think, yeah, mindset's great, but you got to have action towards it. You got to really, you know, when you have something that you're working towards, you got to always put action. Whether it's closing, whatever it is, it's like the action with that. And yeah, and really just grinding.
I would agree. I would agree. Um, we're gonna get into the 19,000 shortly, but I remember for you, you weren't really in a position to like invest with me, right? It's not like you were a closer that was already scratching the surface of 5 or 10,000, looking to level it up, so like sort of talk to me about that, maybe how you were feeling, maybe some words of wisdom or some words of kindness for the viewers out there in a similar position where things may be tight and they feel like they can invest, but they deep down inside know that they should. So, yeah.
Listen, it's such a great question, right? And I was in a place where I'm not even kidding. I would think I was making like 1,500 a month, like closing. That was all I was doing. It was nothing. And when I spoke to you, I barely had anything. You know, I had to take out, you know, we won't go into it, but I had to take out like what is Klarna firm, whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
And long story short, right? You know, I went ahead and I did it, but what made me do it was, yes, there's a lot of fear behind it. There is going to be a lot of fear when you're doing something like that, no matter what, because you think like, what if? But then I kept thinking like, now what if it works, right? And just kept thinking about my goals. And in order to do my goals, and in order to be in a position where you're a high tech closer, you're going to have to be in a position where you're asking people to give you money when they're uncomfortable. And if you're not willing to take that action yourself, then how are you going to close somebody to do the same thing, right? And it's like kind of like looking at like, hey, listen, like, you know, I can do this, right? At the end of the day, like, you know, there's no such thing as money lost, right? You're always going to learn something, always going to get something from an experience. But the coolest thing about this is no matter what, you're going to get some type of skill set that you can use. And so yeah, that's all I say. It was very scary for me, but just decided to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good return on investment, that's for sure. In my opinion, at least.
Well,
I don't know. I
that's
don't
all
know.
you. That's all
I
you,
don't know. I don't
Ramsey,
know.
of
I don't
course.
know. I don't
I
know.
also I also believed in you, of course, so
Um, okay. For someone, well, thank you, by the way, for that. For someone out there watching who's like, I want to, but I'm a little bit nervous. What if it doesn't work out? What do you tell that person? Because I'll tell you what I'll tell them.
yeah. Well, I would tell them what if it does work out, right? at the end of the day, the coolest thing about doing something like this is if you actually listen, put the work in, it's a skill set. So there's really a lot you can do with this skill set. You can take it anywhere. So it's not like you're just investing money into something that won't give you some type of return. Like
Mhm.
it's a skill set, and I would say just do it, right?
Do
There's a
you,
lot to be
I
me,
don't mean
but
to cut you off, but do you feel like it's safe to say that if someone is to work with me, right, and actually put themselves in the mindset of being a mentee and listening to what I have to say and how I coach them and actually implementing these things on their calls or role plays if they're just starting out, is it safe to say that they will learn one way or another and it's just a matter of time depending on the person?
of course, 1000%. That's all, that's it. That's everything, right? And as long as they're willing to put in the work, and why not? Like if you're in this situation that you don't like, you have to put in some work to get out of it, right? But definitely Ramsey. And that's why I said I had the belief in you because I knew you're awesome at what you do. You have a lot of passion, but not only that, you have a lot of care. And I think that's hard to find in this space.
Thank you. I agree. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are just trying to make a quick buck and they suck at closing. They have no track record. And then they set up these people not for success, you know? And then I have people coming out for me asking to get placed or, can you help me? And then I start having questions with them and I say, did you go through training? And they're like, oh, yeah, I went through training. And I'm like, okay, well, if you went through training, like you should be able to get placed. Or if you went through training, like you should be able to see results. So it does get a little bit confusing sometimes, especially when people don't know their stuff. But let's forget about them. Let's talk more
Yeah.
about you.
Well, I've been
19,
there.
19,000 dollars in commissions. I know. You're a little bit upset. So am I that you didn't crack the $20,000. But how does it feel continuously improving, in all honesty?
Listen, it's good. Like I could sit here and be mad, but I'm not mad. I'm actually really like I'm grateful, right? I think it's awesome to have opportunity like that. And what was your question again, Ramsey?
What did it feel like just continuously
Oh,
improving?
yeah. It feels great to see it. Like the coolest thing is I can see it. I can see the improvement. And I think that's the most important part. And just honestly, it feels great. It feels great to be honest, you know? And just continue grinding right now. You just keep moving the goalposts.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
continue to grind. Yeah.
Oh, and today you cash collected 50K, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
did, I
crazy.
did.
So on April 3rd, guys, it's April 3rd. I'm recording this on April 3rd. Here, you guys can take a look at my phone. It says swipe to unlock. Give me a second here. Let's get to the actual date. So, April 3rd, I believe you guys could see the three. I'm not a liar, I'm not a capper. Um, $50,000 in closed deals, $5,000 in commissions. That's what people die to make all damn month. Crazy. How do you do it? Honestly, because those are big boy numbers per day.
Oh no. Listen, I'm
You
not
don't
gonna
you
say
don't
it's
have to
all
drop all your sauce if you don't want to.
no, I'm not gonna say it's all me. I mean, it's definitely a lot of things to do with like, there's a lot of external stuff too, but I think it's just I think one thing I really learned in this space is mindset is everything. That's it. That's all I can say because I literally went from I didn't close deals in the last 2 days and look now I did 50K, but I just knew just keep going. Mindset is everything. And that's my biggest takeaway for sure. For sure. And it's weird, but it's like I could sit here and say all the skills and all that, but I think it's 80% mindset, 20% skills.
Yeah, I feel you. You have to have the mindset that you could actually do this kind of stuff, and then the skills definitely back it. I did have another question, but I did forget. I am a human. This is not a pre-recorded script or anything like that. So I'll just move on. Now, that being said, what's next for you? What's the next goal for Samantha?
Uh, honestly, I gotta hit 20. Like I came 1K short. That like has to be it. Once I pass that, then maybe I'll go into the next one. But I literally have to hit 20. Like that's the goal, to hit 20.
Okay,
Like
fine.
no question about it. Even a little over 20, I'll take it.
After 20, though, let's say you hit 20. Do you believe that you can do 25 or 30?
Of course, of course. However, 25, 30 Samantha probably will look a little different, right? So it's like, you know,
What do you mean by that? You didn't seem too confident.
no, 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 no. I am very confident. It's just I know I'd have to do some more like training, some more everything, to get there, right? But I know it's doable. I know it is. It's possible. So
And when it came down to working with me, like how was your experience in general? Just like, doing one-on-ones with me or, the
uh,
group coaching or the community at top tier closers, like how was that like?
it It's the best, honestly. So, a couple things. First thing, the community is awesome, bar none, right? But I think it comes from top down because Ramzi, you're such a great guy. Like, just that's honestly why I decided to work with you. I know you're an awesome guy. Just the way you are with your family, the way you are with like all your students. Just you even checking up on me when you don't hear from me. It's the funniest thing ever. Like sometimes I won't bother you because I'm like on a flow. You're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm good." Like, that stuff matters, right? I think just being someone who cares and, that. So honestly, working with you is awesome. Now, not only that, but the skill set that you bring. Every time I come to you, I show call, I kind of tell you a sentence I heard, didn't know how to answer. You give me the coolest rebuttal ever in the most like coolest way. Like, it doesn't feel like the alpha male stuff. That stuff like deters me, when I go on social media and like people are like, heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm like, what are they talking about? Like that stuff just doesn't make sense to me. And I can't like I just don't see myself doing something like that. So with you, it made sense because you talk to someone like they're a human. You make it make sense. And I just brought that into my objection handling, what I'm doing. And, I've seen it. Like I've seen it work. So it just like everything you've taught in terms of how you close, it's all top tier, like you said. But yeah, working with you has been awesome. I've learned a lot. And I know I'll continue to keep learning. But yeah, and also what I love is that anytime I'm spiraling, I just give you a quick call and you kind of just talk me down from the ledge. So honestly, every way, I mean, honestly, Ramsey, you're such a great coach and you're very talented in what you do. So it's great. Can't wait to see the community grow, right? If you're watching this and you're questioning, like come joining, do it. Like we're all welcoming, we all celebrate each other's wins. Like you don't have to be making 20, 30K a month, but making something, we celebrate it no matter what. So we have an awesome community and yeah, that's really it. That's everything.
We stack the small wins around here. We know about the winning effect. That's how we build
Exactly.
confidence around here.
Period.
Literally. And it
Period. Of
doesn't
course.
and it doesn't just have to be around money, guys. You stack these winning effects by anything in life. If you had
Yeah.
a good day, if you've helped someone, you made them smile, and it makes you feel good, harness that energy, and then use it for good if that makes sense. Samantha, I know we're over time. I know you have to run. So I guess we'll cut it here. I'm sure there's plenty of questions that we can go through and talk about or whatever the case may be. But I want to be respectful of your time because I know you told me prior that you do have to go somewhere. So, I want to say thank you for even doing this in the first place. There's a lot of people I do help that, sometimes don't want to give out testimonials. Don't ask me why. It just is what it is. So, I do want to say thank you for that. Any closing words at all?
I think I already said it, but yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I think no matter what situation someone's in, just know it's not permanent. You can always change it. I always say the person you are is just a reflection of who you were 90 days ago, and you can change it, right? And you can really change who you are and what type of person you are. I know you also showed me that, Ramsey, and I think at the end of the day, like, just take a leap. If it's scary, it means it is. If it excites you and it scares at the same time, it means you might have to do it. But yeah, that's really it. And just keep the positive vibes. I mean, everybody is going through something and just keeps positive vibes and like you said, stack the small wins. That's it. That's really everything.
Stack the small wins, stack up the commissions, keep it good vibes. You guys already know the vibes. They're righteous. I want to thank Samantha for being here again and little cat Samantha that I have for being here. If you ever take a sales call with me or you join the program and you do a coaching call with me, she comes by my office quite often. She's my little office squirrel. But again, Samantha, I want to thank you for doing this. I want to congratulate you again for all your success. I wish you more success in the future. And what I really love about everything is that you became number one.
Exactly, exactly. Keep
Yeah.
grinding. Yeah, but thank you, Ramsey, for everything. Of course, always. You're awesome for reals.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
good.
Well, I'll catch you on the next coaching call we have, I guess. You already know the vibes.
All right. See you later. Bye.
Ciao.